Hey YouTubers and YouTubettes, back for part 2, or I guess more or less an interlude. When I last left you off, we had, or I had at least, putting most of the stand together. Just had a few last little pieces to add, and I was going to stain it, and I was going to add the rubber topping on it and everything. Well, never did get around to staining it, but did add the rubber. It's been a rough 2 days. Had a lot going on, but I was able to kind of set aside today, Monday, to finally get back on this thing. And as you can see, it's in the room. I guess if I can drag myself into this chair, we'll take a better look at it. As I said, I did not get a chance to stain it or anything. I decided to leave it just regular natural wood. 20 gallon down below, 40 gallon up on top. The old lighting rack worked out perfectly. I mounted it to the back with a couple of half-inch conduit clips. These things. Put two, one up high, one down low. So it's not going anywhere. I have not yet gotten around to hanging the lights yet. As I said, between breaking down the other tanks, which the 310s are over there, and 20 of course being down here, breaking them down, getting those old shelves out of the way, and getting this cleaned up and into position, and all this stuff all by myself has just wore me slap out. So I'm done for the day. So I thought I'd do a real quick video just to show you where I'm at. I do still need to cut a piece of styrofoam for underneath the 40 gallon, which I have out in the garage. I just need to cut it to size. As I said, I did add this rubber matting. Anybody looking for it, you can get it at Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever. It's just like a floor mat. They have it in bulk on a roll. You just that's like 4 foot by however many feet you want to roll out. I think it's going to work out real well because it is ridged, so if any water splashes down or whatever, get caught up in the ridges or whatever, it can evaporate away. If enough water gets out, it will spill out over, and I have it cut so that it's out over the edge of the board. Now, as to some of the comments I got on the stand, guys, I talked to a structural engineer, buddy of mine, and we did some investigating and stuff. As you can see, each one of these legs has 5 screws in it. Albeit they are drywall screws, but we did some testing on it and got some information. They have a 98-pound shear strength on them, which means that none of them are supposed to snap until at least 98 pounds is applied to it on a diagonal. With 5 of those on there, that gets you up around 400 and some odd pounds that it can handle, just in this one connection point. And we've got those and those and those and those. You're looking at close to easily being able to handle over 1,500 pounds. I think it worked out to be about 17 something or 18 something. Don't remember the exact numbers, but the weight of both the tanks filled with water and substrate and everything else isn't going to be anywhere close to what the maximum strength of this stand is. To be honest with you, looking at a lot of the videos of how people have been building the stands online, I just, and there's nothing wrong with overkill. I just think that some of them were really a little bit overkill. If I did design this to where if I did have any problems with it, if I noticed that anything was sagging or weak or whatever, I could go up underneath here, take a 2x4, tack it to that board, take it down to this shelf, and do the same thing underneath, which would carry the overall weight from this square down to that square down to the floor. So it would no longer be dependent on the outside legs. But I really don't think I need it. I just think that I've got more than enough of a safety factor in here that I should never have to use it. Not to mention that this is covered by 1/2-inch plywood, and the plywood does extend, as you can see, up over the top of these 4x6 or 2x6s. So that's also carrying some of the weight down directly to the 2x6s, which carry it to the floor, which lightens up the load on the overall. So I just don't think I'm going to need it. I think this is going to be more than enough, and I am really, really happy with the way this worked out. Wasn't really going for the furniture look, and which is another reason, or should we say excuse, of not staining it. I kind of like the rustic look, the just kind of, you know, fresh built. I don't know, it gives it more of a kind of a factory look, shall we say. But I'm real happy with the way it is. Much happier than with that old black store-bought piece of junk. Which, by the way, when I broke it down, where the 20-gallon was sitting on it, the plastic was all stretched and cracked in one of the corners where that post came up. So, had I left the situation the way it was, I probably would have ended up with a 20-gallon tank come breaking through the shelf and making for a really, really, really bad day someday in the future. So I'm glad that I did go this route, and I don't think I'm going to have any problems whatsoever. So we'll leave it with that. But like I say, I still got some lights to hang. I got to hang the lights down for the 20-gallon. That's going to be happening probably tonight, if not tomorrow morning. The 40-gallon, I am just taking a break on. Like I say, I still got to cut the styrofoam for the self-leveling to put underneath it. I did get the filter, which, oh, that's right. I guess we can now show the filter that's going to be running it. It's a Sun. It's the one with the 3 baskets. No, I didn't get any media. It just came with those little thin white filter floss type things or whatever like that. I do have some ceramic beads on the way. Fluval. I just went with Fluval. I found a sale on their C series ceramic bio beads or whatever. They're having a special on them, so I got 2 boxes of 2 liters worth, and I'm going to stick them in there. The 10 gallons over here have a couple of extra sponge filters in them that have already been cycled and are ready to go. So when I do finally get around to, I got the Miracle Grow dirt downstairs in bags. I gotta sift it out, get all the crap out of it to where it's dirt. Layer it in here. I just got the Carby C. It's not the Florin Max this time. Actually, the Eco Complete was on special this time, so it's going to be capped with some Eco Complete. And once I got that, I'll start doing the layout. We'll fill this guy up, and the initial occupants of this tank, the new 40-gallon, are going to be the the Agassiz, the Epistogramma Agassiz that I got, that are now living in this little 10-gallon right here with a separator in it because the 2 males were fighting. But they're going to be moving up into the 40, and there's a couple of Buenos Aires tetras that are mixed in with the Epistogramma cockatoides down here that I'll be removing, and I'll be putting them into the 40. They seem to be good dither fish with the Epistos. 2 of those go together real well. That's what I got in the 20-gallon, as a matter of fact. I got 2 Buenos Aires and the couple that is having all the baby cockatoos. So this tank, well, no, I'm not going to tell you. You'll just have to wait and see what we're going to do with this tank as far as scape-wise and plants-wise. I will tell you that much. It's going to be a planted tank. Very much so. And I love the fact that the 40 breeder is so much deeper front to back. Gives me a lot more area to plant in. So this one is going to pretty much stay as is. The Alnatheria renicki, or AR Mini down here, has just exploded recently and just taken off. I don't know if this stuff is seasonal or something, but man, I mean, I was getting ready to rip it out and just give up on it because it looked like it was all dying, and all of a sudden it just exploded with growth. So definitely some of that's going to be going over into the Downoi, or Pogostemon Helferi or whatever, down here. That's all that I got left, and that is definitely going to be transferred over because I know I can get better light to it in the shallower tank. And I think that's the problem with the Blixa continually growing up and over it. It's just, you know, what little good light I do get down to it is just being shaded out. So that's all going to be taken out and added to. But that's all I'm going to say about as far as what's going in the new tank. One thing, and I'm sure you can see that right there, got a little bit of cyano going on, and you know, can't quite figure that one out. I mean, all my water parameters are rock solid, and I don't know where the heck the cyano came from. It's not bad. I mean, I can get in there with my hands and just clean it up. There's a little bit on the gravel right there, a little bit on the Pogostemon right there, a little bit, you can see it on that one right there. And I think there's a touch of it over here on some of the lower leaves of the renicki. But anybody has any ideas or suggestions or whatever of what might have happened where I got a little bit of cyano in there, I'd be willing to definitely entertain any suggestions or whatever. Leave them in the comments below, please. Because the only time I've ever had to deal with cyano was when the water conditions were horrible. You know, it's like 3 months overdue for a water change, or, you know, half the fish had died in it and none of them, and the carcasses were never cleaned out, or, you know, really poor water quality is the only time I've ever seen it. So I was really kind of shocked when I saw it. Anyways, I'm rambling, tired, so I'm gonna finish this up, part 2. Stay tuned. I will be back, and we'll have another couple of parts in this series. The new stand and 40-gallon breeder build. I mean, heck, we're just getting started.